Obunu gini kama chozunu Imana chukwa kosi womo Onyele miu Nyelu yumi What am I looking for? See my God, he don't bless me, yo. He give give me you. Obunu kife la chasha so Obunu kife me chasha me my baby, you know, say you go love me. Hey, yeah. I do go. I could go. When I call your name, Shakara for me. Oh, Roma. I will be your Romeo. You go be my Julie. Roma, I will be your Romeo. You will be my Julia. Oh, give me your love and I'll go run away. Show me your love and I'll go use you play. Carry me, go me, I go follow you way. Follow you, they go. Maka Munagi, me and you. Okwa Munagi, my baby and me and you. Me and you, Aqua Monagi, my baby. Obuzi kife la chasha so, Obuni kife la chasha me yo. My baby, you know say you go love me. I do go. I could go. When I call your name, Shakara for me. Oh, Roma, I will be your Romeo. You go be my Julie. Yeah, Roma, I will be your Romeo. You will be my Julia. Oh, Roma, I will be your Romeo. You will be my Juliet. Roma, I will be your Romeo. You will be my Juliet. Obuzi kimfe la chasha so.
All right. So that's delightful rendition is by an elegant young lady called Eileen. So you can go look her up on our YouTube. She's an upcoming artist that we're trying to just highlight her on just however expansive our reach is. Her name on YouTube is Eileen. So E as in the letter E, and then there's a dash, and then L-E-E-N, Eileen. So a real delightful young lady. So go. I'll probably put her a link in the at the top of the comment section once this video is done, so that you can go check her out. So it's a real delight. I have some communication with her, and by the way, I have her permission to use that clip as well. But really, she's somebody that would like to bring into the mainstream if we can. So that was Eileen, the delightful, elegant Eileen. So the delightful, elegant Eileen to something now that is not so much of a delight and certainly not elegant. We're talking about a corruption list. So this is going to be a snapshot little stream. So it probably lasts about 20-30 minutes, if that, but it's really just to document this space and then create it as an opener to future conversations to come. So this is the top list, the rogue list. Yes, maybe I should actually retitle this. Maybe I should actually retitle this video as the rogue list. So this essentially is the rogue list of our corruption within the Nigerian state. So this is not the whole comprehensive list of corruption, of course, within Nigeria, but this is sufficient enough for you to have somewhat of an indicator of what corruption looks like in Nigeria. And by the way, if you want to come and just hang out, have a chat, contribute to all this. You see that link that says StreamYard, just click on it, come join me if you want to. If you don't want to, I don't mind so much, but if you want to, I will appreciate it. But nevertheless, we'll document this list anyway. So the list tells you then top 15 high-profile corruption cases in Nigeria 2023. And of course, as ever, because it's going by is essentially being done by a pricing list. So a pricing list. So the highest priced corruption allegation case indication is at the topmost, as you'd expect, and then it cascades all the way down. So of course, no surprises then. And by the way, sorry, I'm pausing in between thoughts. And by the way, Dezani Alice Maduike comes at the top with a $20 billion price tag. But that, by no stretch of the imagination, is the highest corruption incidence in Nigeria. We've had higher corruption incidents. Actually, the first highest corruption incidents that we had in Nigeria was actually Malam Buhari. You recall then that when Buhari was the petroleum minister under the then Obasanjo military administration. This is going back decades before, so probably some of you were born even. But when Buhari then, because when Obasanjo was first a military head of state before he transmuted into a civilian head of state. So let's start it from there. And Buhari Dito, he was first a military head of state before he transmuted into a civilian head of president. So let's document that. So now, when Obasanjo was the military head of state, I have to check the dates, I cannot recall. When Obasanjo was the military head of state, because of course, Obasanjo has seniority over Buhari within the military structure. When Obasanjo was the military head of state, Buhari then was the petroleum minister under the then Obasanjo military junta. So that was the case. But when Buhari was the petroleum minister under the Obasanjo military administration, there was an allegation that about $2 to $5 billion, and we're talking about the early 80s now. There was an allegation then that about $2 to $5 billion went missing under Buhari's stewardship, and they found that money under his name, under his moniker. I won't say under his name, but under his moniker in the Midland banks in the UK, and then of course with the satellite of people wrapped up in that. So there's a long and deep history of corruption in Nigeria is essentially the point I was trying to highlight. So this list now is the contemporaneous list, and Dezani Alice Maduike, even though she comes with a $20 billion price tag, is not by any stretch of the imagination the most corrupt allegation going within the Nigerian space. So we said that as the backdrop as we go through this list. So Dezani Alice Maduike, and the corruption tag then for her $20 billion. So there it is right there. And a lot of the Dezani Alice Maduike narrative, it actually wraps around allegations made by Lamido Sanusi. So let me just share this with you briefly, and then we'll move on. It's not going to be a long and labored session. Missing $20 billion, Sanusi faults Alice Maduike, says audit report proves at least $18.5 billion lost. A former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Lamido Sanusi, has reacted to the recent audit report by PricewaterhouseCoopers on the alleged missing $20 billion oil money, saying the report has confirmed in first instance that at least $18.5 billion was indeed missing. Mr. Sanusi faulted the petroleum minister, Dezani Alice Maduike, who said the report had exonerated the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, earlier accused of diverting money. In an opinion article published by the Financial Times of London, Mr. Sanusi, who is now the Emir of Kano, said the argument that the outstanding amount was used by the NNPC for apparently unlawful purposes, such as kerosene subsidy, does not dismiss the notion that the NNPC illegally withdrew billions of oil dollars from the government. So what that is telling us essentially is that, so yes, an allegation, you see, this allegation of that $20 billion Alice Madueke, a lot of that allegation, what we're finding out is a misappropriation of funds rather than a looting of money. So that's the difference right there. So it's somewhat a like, for instance, they are saying some of that money was actually used to subsidize kerosene. So that's a misuse of funds rather than funds being stolen. So a lot of that allegation of Alice Madueke stealing all of this money is wrapped around the minutiae of details. So let's leave that and just go on to this next one. Abayomi, Kukoyi, and 3 others. So Abayomi, Kukoyi, and 3 others are 2.5, or to round it up, $2.6 billion. So I wasn't actually aware of this name. So let's just see. Let's Google this name, just see what it brings up. Abayomi Kukoyi. I never even knew he existed as a human being. So let's pop that into Google quickly. See what it brings up. Anything of meaning. All right. So let's just have a quick look at Abayomi Kukoyi. So this is Abayomi Kukoyi right here. $2.6 billion dollar fraud. Federal government asks court to dismiss Petro Union directors' no case motion. The federal government has urged a federal high court sitting in Lagos to dismiss the no case application filed by Petro Union and 3 others of its directors, alongside a consultant who is currently standing trial for alleged $2.6 billion fraud. The trial court in the matter, Justice Mohammed Lamin, the counsel to the federal government, Mr. Rotimi Jacobs, SAN, whilst adopting his written address in opposition to the application by the company and its Petro Union directors, asked the court to dismiss the application. So what's been alleged? The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) is prosecuting Petro Union Oil and Gas Limited, a consultant to the company, and 3 of its directors before the court on a 13-count charge of conspiracy, obtaining money by false pretenses, attempting to steal, and forgery. The consultant is Abayomi Kukoyi, trading under the name and style of Gladstone Kukoyi and Associates, whilst the company directors facing trial are Massas Kingsley Opala, Chidi something or the other, and the third Igbo name. So there it is right there. So that's the narrative of that one then. So the second highest profile corruption situation within the Nigerian space 2023 is Abayomi, Kukoyi, and 3 others. Number 3 are Fasasi, Bola, and 2 others. $922 million. I'm not quite sure if this is being done in a hierarchical order, because I can see bigger sums coming up. But yo, sir, Fasasi, and if you know about these cases, by the way, detail them in the comment section, because I'm only going to really substantially read you out the list of 15. Because like I said, I just want to do this within a 20-minute window, no more than 30 minutes. So Fasasi, Bola, and 2 others, $922 million. So there is their case. If you know the backdrop to that case, put it in the comment section. And then number 4, Mohammed Kuchazi. So he's $9.6 billion. In fact, if you total up the amount of money just been looted just within this 2023 prism, and that 2023 prism is essentially when Buhari came in to when he went out. Not money stolen under him, of course, which is a different narrative, but monies investigated under him. Just the amount of money is just mind-boggling. So yes, Mohammed Kuchaki, $9.6 billion. Number 5, Ayo Okay. And this Ayo Okay, by the way, this is the ex-NIA DG. So Nigerian intelligence or something or the other, whatever it is. You remember when a bunch of money was found in an Ikoyi apartment. So this is the guy that underpins that narrative. So there he is right there. Number 6, Colonel Sambo Dasuki, the former NSA to Goodluck Jonathan, of course, infamously jailed by Buhari, infamously jailed against outside of legal acceptability by Buhari. So Colonel Sambo Dasuki plus 4 others, $2.1 billion. Number 7, Abdul Salam Selah Abdul Karim, 1.32 that should be, is that $1.32 million? That'd be billion, of course, because I don't think stealing $1 million actually constitutes a crime in Nigeria anymore. Number 8, Ahmad Idris and 3 others are $109 billion. So that should probably be $109 million, because I don't think Nigeria has the capacity even for somebody to steal $109 billion. So you can see it here actually. Let me highlight it. It says Ahmed Idris and 3 others. 109 billion naira. So that makes more sense. 109 billion naira. So number 9, Vice Admiral Muritala, or Murtala, however they pronounce their name over there. Vice Admiral Murtala Nyako, retired. Senator Abdul Aziz Nyako, 29 billion naira. Number 10, Jonah Oguniyi Ọ̀túnla. So Jonah Oguniyi Ọ̀túnla, 24 billion naira and an additional 2 billion naira. Number 11, Bashir Ugada and others, 23.34 billion naira. And then number 12, Adeshola Amosun and 3 others, 21 billion naira. So that's naira. And then number 13, Kenneth Minima, 13 billion naira. Number 14, Air Marshal Mohammed Diko Umar, 9.7 billion naira. And number 15, Major General Emmanuel Etiwe, that's ATEWE, retired, 8.5 billion naira. So so that's the corruption list as listed by there's nobody in here, by the way, so I'm going to shut it down in the next 5 minutes or so, unless somebody wants to hop on. Let me post the link again. Anybody that wants to, you can hop on if you want to hop on. If you don't want to hop on, I don't have any visceral objection to that. I can just because I can just bag and tag it and let it stay there, and then you guys can watch it to your delight. But yes, so that's the corruption list. It doesn't actually say top 15, so it's quite guarded in the way that it's been titled. It does say, it says top 15 high profile corruption cases in Nigeria 2023. But certainly this, I wonder if we can actually get a close to accurate I wonder if we can actually get a close to accurate corruption index within the Nigerian space. And if we were to get that, I wonder what surprises there will be. I suspect that Buhari will probably be the person that has looted the Nigerian state the most, closely followed by Babangida and then Abacha. And then you come to the Goodluck Jonathans, and then you comes to the Obasanjos. If I was to have my own corruption hierarchy, the person, because Buhari had been looting the Nigerian state of billions of dollars pretty much since the 80s, and he looted all the way through his 8-year administration. So the person that has stolen the most out of the Nigerian state, by my reckoning, without contention, is Malam Buhari, closely followed by Babangida, who is just a rank criminal, and then closely followed then by Abacha, who just stole crudely. And then you have to go to the Goodluck Jonathan space as number 4, and then you go to Obasanjo. So if you want me to rank both in terms of what they stole personally and then what they facilitated for their acolytes to steal, so that's the criteria that I'm using. So both what they stole personally and what they facilitated for their acolytes to steal, I am saying Buhari is by far and a clear distance the most corrupt Nigerian leader that has ever existed, both as a military person and then some quasi democracy, which wasn't really a democracy under Buhari. So he's by far and a clear distance the one that has looted the Nigerian state the most, the Buhari space. And then closely followed by that, in number 2, is Babangida. So that guy just he elegantly stole from us, but he stole more than the pain points that the country could bear. So Babangida, followed by Babangida, Abacha, he stole brutishly from us. There's actually an urban myth. So urban, URBAN, myth, MYTH. So an urban myth that says one of Abacha's sons, Mohammed, has said that God will never let his family be as poor as Dangote. So that's an urban myth that fluctuates out there in the ethers. So allegedly, Abacha's son said that God will never let his family be as poor as Dangote. And if that statement obtains, if you project from there, it then tells you the volume of money that they stole. Because of course we don't know the Abacha family for being in any other thing other than their father ruling the country at some point. So if they are saying that God will never let their family be as poor as Dangote, and is then by osmosis telling you how much his family looted from the Nigerian coffers. So number 1, as I said, by far and a clear distance, the most corrupt person that has ever administered the Nigerian space is Malam Buhari, closely followed by the now now God punished in a wheelchair Babangida. So he's number 2. Abacha we've already just discussed, and I'll put Goodluck Jonathan as number 4 because he just cluelessly, sheepishly meandered through that administration as people just stole around him, and he stole his own fair share as well. Goodluck Jonathan. So he's number 4 in the corruption index, and then I'll add Obasanjo to that. Not because I think Obasanjo is especially corrupt or anything like that, but but just really to balance it, because very soon they'll start to ethnicize that you've not added a Yoruba person. So I'm just I don't especially think that Obasanjo is especially corrupt, and I've not really heard in all of the corruption conversations that Obasanjo has been especially highlighted. But just for the Wazobia balance, because if you don't add a Yoruba person now, they'll say that it's some sort of ethnic, whatever it is. I just add Obasanjo as number 5 to make up the numbers. But that's the corruption list. But the corruption list has been put forward by this space, and this is being put forward, by the way, by StatiSense, which is the one of the foremost statistical spaces within the Nigerian paradigm. So they always just go by researched figures. So they always just put data out. It's not a commentary space, this StatiSense. It's just a data space. If you go follow them on Twitter, you can see it there. StatiSense, StatiSense, StatiSense. If you go follow them on Twitter, you'll see that all they regurgitate or all they churn out are just statistical data. They don't run commentaries, they don't give opinions on anything, they just present the facts as they've been able to authenticate them. And what they are insisting that they have authenticated now, top 15 high-profile corruption cases in Nigeria 2023, Dezani Alice Maduike. Yes, that's the, because that's in dollars, of course. So that ranks as the highest. Abayomi Kukoyi and 3 others. So a name we've just discovered now, but certainly a name not foreign to the Nigerian criminal justice system. He looted 2.6 billion euros. Fasisi Bola. Actually, we'll probably do an ethnicity audit of this list as well in a moment. So actually, let's do an ethnicity audit now. So Dezani Adlise Maduike, obviously that one is Igbo. So that's one for the Igbos. Abayomi, that's a Yoruba man right there. So that's one Yoruba. Fasisi Bola, that's Yoruba as well. So that's 2 for the Yorubas. Mohammed something or the other, that's an Aboki. So that's 1 for the Abokis. So Ayo, okay. So that's 3 for the Yorubas now. Sambo Dasuki. So that's one of the Abokis. So that's 2 for the Abokis. Abdul Salam, whatever it is, that's an Aboki right there. So that's 3 for the Abokis. Ahmed Idris, so that's an Aboki. So that's 4 for the Abokis. Mutala Nyako, an Aboki. So that's 5 for the Abokis. Oguniyi, whatever it is. So is that number 3 or 4 for the Yorubas? So let's say that's number 4 for the Yorubas. Bashir Ugadu, so that's number 6 or whatever it is for the Abokis. Ade Shola, that's so Ade Shola, so that's number 5 for the Yorubas. Kenneth something or the other. Minama, let's just give that to the Igbos. So that's number 2 or 3 for the Igbos. Murtala Diko, whatever. So that's probably number 7 or 8 for the Abokis. And this is Emmanuel something or the other. So we give that to the Igbos. So essentially, as you'd expect, the Abokis, the most corrupt within the Nigerian paradigm, the Yorubas close a distant second, and the Igbos, nobody is letting them near anywhere near the national coffers. So I think that's sufficient enough to go on. I think people are busy with life, so nobody is hopping on. So let me write it off here. So I'll leave it here, carry the conversation on within the comment section, but here I say peace.